Hello everyone, it's Quest Quenchers here today, and I want to talk about Helldivers 2. So, the new War Bond came out, and that's been, interesting. Unfortunately, the weapons I find quite boring and just not very impactful. The uh, the very quick firing assault rifle needs a bigger mag because it's just like, and then you're done, and you're out of ammo. And you're like, oh, great, that was quick, and you haven't really done much, and I just think it's rather it's rather useless, and I feel like it's just another liberator that I'm not going to use. I think still the original is still the best because it feels like you're shooting more and getting more kills, whereas it's kind of just going through its ammo really quickly. But it looks really great, so that's a shame. I think it should have really just been a skin introduced for the liberator. It's just really annoying. The shotgun I don't particularly like either, unfortunately, and the knives are more or less useless because you can't pick them up apparently. But I haven't unlocked them yet, so I have yet to test that. But yeah, it doesn't seem to do much, unfortunately. So yeah, it's been a pretty crappy war bond. I mean, we got some skins and stuff for our, a Pelican One or Hell Pods and stuff, but it's not really what I wanted from the War Bond. Wanted more punchier, gear that comes out with the balance patch and stuff, so the ARs can do some damage, and you feel like you're not like reliant upon support weapons so much. But when it comes to it, you have to have a support weapon in your loadout, or you're just gonna end up constantly getting wiped and dying, which is unfortunate because it just makes like, what's the point of having these primary and secondary weapons? To be honest, if they can't really do much. They do much. Like the shotguns can get through, Terminators quite well and stuff like that. But I feel like the ARs have been nerfed somehow. The penetration of like shooting automatons just seems different. It doesn't seem as effective as they used to be. I don't know why that is. I just like shooting them, and I'm like, wait, you're not dead yet. I need to shoot you more. What? It felt like it was a lot less when it was just before the patch for some reason. So yeah, the weapons feel different, and I'm not too sure about them. I'm just feeling that they have had their buffs, but still not to the point where I'm like I'm happy with it. It's still very sparse, and like you can't have the just want to play like switch up every so often, and you play with the weapon and stuff. Like I want to play with the adjudicator because it looks like a really cool weapon. But I've started using it, and I used it in the auto mode, so you just fire and fire and fire, and it's unbelievably hard to use. And then I switched to the single shot, and I was like, "Yep, this seems to work better. I'm liking this." So I've definitely got used to it, but still, it doesn't seem to have that. It's basically just been replaced by the tenderizer, and it's like, well, even though it's medium armor penetration, the adjudicator is. When I shoot like a little bug, medium armor penetration, it should go straight through the bug, killing it immensely quickly. Like this is what you meant to use on like heavier targets, it feels. But yeah, it still takes like a number of shots to kill a little bug. And you're just like, wait, what? Whereas the tenderizer, it's just like and it's dead. Because it's got a high damage, but it's still like low light penetration, but still it feels like it does a whole lot more. So it's just like, but what's the point of having medium armor penetration then? Just seems a bit silly, that's all. And it's such a nice looking weapon, the adjudicator is, and I want to use it because it's green, so it kind of goes with the new armor, if you know what I mean. So yeah, unfortunately, it's just not quite there for me. Helldivers is. The missions are getting kind of repetitive. There's like, go here, hold this objective. That's about it, and there's no like nuance to it, no change. It's just like, yep, you secured that. Well done. Next thing. There's no like, boss spawning like a big worm or anything. All maybe that's coming, and maybe the new bad guys, the Illuminati and stuff, might be coming one day. But so far, I'm just not really impressed by the new content, unfortunately. Does feel like there's a lot more bugs within the objectives, like getting the oil, the um, the resources veins or whatever you call it. The console stops working, so you can't actually complete the mission, and overall, it just feels like more buggy. A lot more crashes, a lot more, weird physics stuff. Like you just go flying if you get hit by, like a rocket or something, and you go absolutely flying into the air like a mad hatter. And it's just like, and then you land and you're dead, and it just doesn't feel right. It just feels stupid. And fairly annoying because you're just trying to have a little bit of fun, and the next minute you're propelled in the air, and then you impact the ground and you're dead. Like I do, it is funny, but like when it happens a lot, you know, kind of get sick of it. So yeah, the patrols are still. I feel like they're still broken. They just suddenly spawn behind you and stuff like that. It's fairly irritating. It's like you've just run through, cleared it, run, 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 and then you're like, okay, I've got an easy exit behind me. I just cleared everything, and then next minute they're right behind you, like a few feet away from you, and you're like, I just killed all these bugs. Why are they there? They weren't behind me when I was engaging the ones in front of me. I looked behind me, and there was nothing. The next minute they're all there, and it's really irritating. It's like it stunts your way of planning like an exit strategy or anything, and it just makes it worse. And I think they've kind of broken the you know I'd say they've made them worse now. The patrols, because you've got the Shrieker patrols, and then the automaton like the airships and stuff, and you don't really have a decent enough counter. Like your rockets, turrets might do something, um, but because it fires so slowly and the ships are so, they're very agile in movement, and it just misses every time. Even with the auto cannon, sometimes it doesn't like properly pick it up. So it's still very annoying. And when it comes to the new perks and stuff for your armors and stuff, I feel like they still should be separate from your armors. It might give us, an opportunity to like, hey, you can get more perks and stuff through the war bond now for your armors, whereas it's still, all these cool styles, but they just have really crap, really really crap, you know, traits on them, and I just want to use different traits. Like I feel like the 30%, I think like throwing range, and then like the 50% limb health is a great perk. It's great. But some of the armors is on just don't look great. And I just want to put it on my favorite gear with my favorite perks, and I think people would greatly appreciate that. Like some armors in the shops that I've purchased and stuff with credits, all earned through the game. Um, they look great, but they have like sometimes just really crappy perks on. You're just like, not really a fan of that. So you can't really, you know, so it makes you really like, I don't want it, like because you don't see it before. You just focus on the style, and then you see the once you've bought it, you're like, oh yeah, it's got a crap, a really crap sort of perk on it. So yeah, it's. I think they need to separate the armors and the perks, and then I think it'll be a really fun time for people. I think they would enjoy it way more now. Um, but yeah, it's just so far I'm not. It's still not pulling me back. It's really annoying, and I want to play this game because I remember having the best time playing it. But now there's just not enough to keep me going really, and it just feels way more buggier, way more unstable because I have, like I said earlier, I've had so many crashes and it's really annoying me. I seem to get less crashes when I'm in full border mode. I mean, like full screen kind of thing. Um, but I still had some, you know. Um, but yeah, it's annoying because Helldivers it's really fun, but it is losing its like spark kind of thing, and I think something needs to change. They need to fix the core mechanics of the game. I think, like I said, having separate perks from armors, maybe introducing eventually some weapon add-on modifications kind of thing. Because it's just like you see this weapon, you're like, if I could tweak the recoil on this, I would love this weapon so much, and maybe increase the damage slightly to meet it on the tenderizer with medium, with medium armor penetration. I think it would be like a dangerous gun to use, and depending on the mods, you can play for different situations and stuff. And I think that would be quite cool. But right now, it's just not like fun. There's only like a few playstyles to like be like you can tackle everything here, kind of thing. And yeah, you're meant to work as a unit and stuff, but a lot of players don't. There's a lot of lone wolves, including myself, because I keep getting killed by my own people when I try and, by accident, and that just kind of gets annoying. You like we're losing lives because you're not paying attention. And I know you just see it to have fun and stuff, and that is, it's fun. But when you keep getting killed by the same person repetitively, it gets annoying, and especially like when they can see you there, and then they chuck like a 500k um you know bomb on your right at your feet, so you're just like, are you serious? You can see I'm here. So yeah, it doesn't really encourage that kind of play right now in the community, and this is like experienced people, so I was pretty surprised. But still, it's I do like the friendly fire aspect. I do like um, the aesthetics and all that stuff. I just wish it was more customizable, and I think people would be really happy with that. Like, especially with like helmet customization, you really need like a helmet that highlights like enemies or something like that. Highlights enemies, marks them for like a few seconds when your reticle looking at them down your sights or anything. So if you move off to another one, it stays on your screen for like maybe like 10 seconds, 5 seconds. So you still keep track of things, and then it stops. So it doesn't keep using up all your memory and stuff in your computer, but like just something to just to highlight, you know, the bad guys and stuff. Or, if you want to go out on a sample kind of mission, getting samples as much as you can, there's a specific helmet perk that would do that for you. And I want it to be the same so you can equip different types of perks to these helmets, but the helmets themselves are separate. So the perk you can apply the perks onto that kind of thing, take it off, put another perk on. I just think it'd just be better, and I think I'd enjoy it. And then they do need to sort of, I think they will, because they're testing it out with like vehicles and stuff. They're going to be adding skins, I think, and stuff maybe. But I'm not too sure. Like, ideally, I'd like to have like my own color wheel, so I can, you know, uh, make my own kind of character and stuff. And I think high visibility, uh, when you're sort of shooting and stuff, would be good, so you can see like where your so like a bright yellow helldiver running around would be really easy to see, and you won't want to shoot them. You'd be like, oh yeah, I can see you there. There's no chance of misfiring. Whereas we're all kind of like in dark colors that blend in with the environment. So it's really, you know, sometimes that happens. And maybe you could even have a perk where it keeps, like, call it like anti-friendly fire, and it just keeps your little, if any like friendly runs onto your like screen and stuff, they are like highlighted and block green, or something like that, or like with a green outline around them. So it's like, yes, yes, you're not going to shoot them anytime soon because they're in block green. Even though they've got the massive nameplate over them, you can't see entirely where they are. So yeah, uh, and then let's talk about the Patriot suits, the mech suits, the exosuits. Um, yeah, they're still not packing enough punch for me and not being as fun to play. I've been playing with them a little bit, and it wore off in a few seconds when I realized I've been hitting this person for a while with my emancipator, like gun, and it doesn't seem to do much to him. Like it's like an explosive armor piercing round, and it's not doing much. Especially the stalkers, they just seem to like take a lot of shots instead of like being dead within one shot. So it's a bit strange, but still, like you know, I'm just trying to find different ways of enjoying the game, finding different ways of playing. Because I've kind of gotten bored with the whole rigmarole of go here, shoot that, do that, and the other and stuff. The objectives got pretty much boring, and there's been I don't think there's been like any introductions of new enemies just yet. Um, it's more or less a few here and there, like the Shriekers and the Automaton, like walkers and stuff, and um, nothing like too major. But still, I just feel like I know like in a year's time the game will be like, holy crap, there's like every here there's so much variety and all that stuff. But right now it's a bit like very repetitive. When you're playing it quite a bit, and then you try and find different ways of like playing, but because the weapons are just so they're just not there. They're just like, yeah, you can use this, but you ain't gonna get anywhere using it, and you're just like, it's a shame. It's a real shame. But yeah, anyway, that's my 5 cents on the whole matter of Helldivers and stuff like that. I do think it's got a long way to go, and it does need to add a little bit more enemy variety in, maybe a new faction soon, and then adjustments to the armors and stuff like that. I feel like needs to happen. Like the heavy armor, you need to be when you're wearing it, you do not get flinched when attacked, or the flinch is so minor you don't really notice it, or you can, that it's kind of like locked into place kind of thing. You're in heavy armor, you can't really, maybe do take away the sprint. You can't sprint whilst in heavy armor, but you don't flinch when you're hit or struck or anything because it's so like held together. Really, it's heavy armor. But like the constant knockdowns, the constant like flinching and stuff, it's really irritating, and it's not getting fun anymore. It's gotten worse. I'm pretty sure. It's like you're like putting them like 50 holes into this monster here that usually I felt like did go down rather quickly before, but now it's just like it's just taking a lot more and it's not going down as quick as I felt it did. So it's just like a bit irritating, and then it like manages like to hit you slightly or something, and you like whoa, the flinch and everything is just really irritating. Especially like you want to feel like you're coated in heavy armor, and you can take a hit or two and stuff like that. But right now, it's still like you get knocked down really easily. You flinch, especially when you got like a really inaccurate weapon anyway, and the flinch is just like you may as well just throw a rock at it. you know, the weapon is not going to do anything. So yeah, that's like I said, that's my 2 cents on it. I just think it needs to be improved somehow, and the little things I've suggested probably would make a difference. I feel to me, like different objectives too. I'm just thinking about that. How about like you make some interiors that we need to go into and stuff? Go into facilities, clear out facilities, extract different people from different facilities and stuff, and make these facilities like procedurally generated. Like there's different corners and stuff, and they switch up every time. It's not like a prefab, but it's like prefabs put together to make a cool interior kind of thing. Um, a bit like closest thing would be Daggerfall and their dungeons, which I thought Bethesda would have kind of used that procedural generation for dungeons a little bit in Starfield, but they didn't. They just made prefabs and it was really bad. Whereas I think Arrowhead could do that, add a little bit of random generation to it, like, oh, this little one can attach to this one, this hallway can go here and here and here and here, and the players either go this way, this way, this way, this way, just to make it, a little bit more fresh every time you play it. Like, I know it could be done because it's been done before by older tech, so it's just like, yeah, why not, you know? So yeah, that's just a few ideas that I think could keep the game fresh. Like maybe some like corridor interiors you go down, you know, You're extracting people that have been hiding inside from like the automatons that are hunting them around the offices and stuff, or like underground places. It's just I'd really like that. I think it'd be really cool. Like in these, little, um, small places. You've got 4 men, and you got to watch your fire properly and stuff. And then if you do die, the extraction is right outside, so you have to go back in from the outside and stuff and try again. Um, so yeah, I think it'll be really cool. But yeah, that's all from me now with Helldivers regarding the patch update and stuff like that. It's a mixed bag, and it feels like the game's kind of got a little bit more broken again, and there's a lot more bugs and stuff, like I said, and the patrols are still a bit crazy, and it's just like it's grinding on me. It's like, not really enjoying this, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they'll fix it this week. If they do, that'll be fantastic. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they said they're gonna be updating it slower now, and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, that's all from me. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Like, subscribe.